We have exclusive reaction after the driver who struck and killed an FBI agent and a Maryland deputy fire marshal will walk away after paying just a $280 fine.
28-year-old Roberto Garza Palacios charged with negligent driving when he crashed into Carlos Wolf and Sandra Cohen, both who had stepped out of their cars on the shoulder of I-270 in Montgomery County. Fox 5 has the exclusive interview with family members as the victims as they react.
Anjali Hemphill live in the newsroom with more on this. Anjali.
Jim and Marina, the families of both men are devastated and outraged at this outcome. They tell me they still have concerns about the investigation, and they believe their deaths could have been prevented.
Not only did this happen to them, but then that the law didn't even take care of the justice portion of it. I can't even imagine what their reactions would be if they only knew that this would be. The punishment is a $280 fine for their deaths.
Bonded for life over the deaths of their husband and son, Marla Wolf and Arlene Cohen are still left stunned at the fact the driver who steered into their loved ones on the side of I-270 walks away with a $280 fine and 3 points on his license.
It's really helpful to be together because we understand, like no other parent or wife could possibly understand how this has impacted our lives.
Investigators say on the night of December 8th, FBI agent Carlos Wolf crashed his car into a concrete median on the southbound side of 270. Arson investigator Sandra Cohen happened to be passing by and pulled over to the shoulder to help, putting on his hazards to warn other drivers. That's when police say Roberto Garza Palacios drove up on the scene and told investigators he did not have enough time to swerve out of the way, crashing into the two men standing outside their cars. Maryland State Police say alcohol, drugs, and speed were not a factor, but families of the victims question those findings.
Palacios didn't put on his brakes. He actually hit Carlos and Sandra without even slowing down or stepping on the brake. So we're a little confused. How come he wasn't tested? Was he tested and maybe we haven't seen the results?
Meanwhile, Fox 5 has learned that Garza Palacios has previous traffic and criminal convictions. Court records show he pled guilty to driving while impaired just 3 years earlier in 2015. He also served 4 months in jail around the same time for smashing several cars and setting a fire. And according to Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, they lodged a detainer on Garza Palacios following that arrest, but say he was released from jail without their notification.
It's because this could have been prevented. It didn't have to happen. He shouldn't have been on the road that night, and at least his license should have been revoked in 2015. If they decide not to do anything, not to deport him, but then the fact that they continue to allow him to drive on the road, who is going to be next?
Garza Palacios still faces possible deportation. Back in May, ICE officers took him into custody and charged him with overstaying his work visa. That expired in 2009. However, that deportation hearing is not until March of next year. Anjali Hemphill, Fox 5 Local News.